Talmud of Jmmanuel, Chapter 1, The Genealogical Tree of Jmmanuel. This is the book and mystery of Jmmanuel, which means the one with godly knowledge, who is a son of Joseph, of Jacob, the distant descendant of David, who was a descendant of Abraham, whose lineage traces back to Adam, the father of one of Earth's human races, who was begotten by Samjasa, the leader of the celestial sons, who were the guardian angels of God, the great ruler of the distant travelers. Samjasa, the celestial son and guardian angel of God, the great ruler of the distant travelers, who traversed the expanse of the universe, together with the terrestrial woman, begot Adam, the father of the white human race. Adam took for himself an earth wife and begot Seth. Seth begot Enos. Enos begot Actabeel. Actabeel begot Arasake. Arasake begot Canaan. Canaan begot Mahalaleel. Mahalaleel begot Arachtabarameel. Arachtabarameel begot Jared. Jared begot Enoch. Enoch begot Methuselah. Methuselah begot Lamech. Lamech begot Tamjel. Tamjel begot Daniel. Daniel begot Asiel. Asiel begot Samsophiel. Samsophiel begot Jumjael. Jumjael begot Terrell. Terrell begot Hamek. Hamek begot Noah. Noah begot Sem. Sem begot Arpachshad. Arpachshad begot Betral. Betral begot Ramuel. Ramuel begot Askeel. Askeel begot Armers. Armers begot Salah. Salah begot Eber. Eber begot Peleg. Peleg begot Regu. Regu begot Serug. Serug begot Arasael. Arasael begot Nahor. Nahor begot Tara. Tara begot Abraham. Abraham begot Jisach. Jisach begot Jacob. Jacob begot Judah. Judah begot Ananj. Ananj begot Ertile. Ertile begot Perez. Perez begot Hezron. Begot Ram. Ram begot Amjonadab. Amjonadab begot Savebe. Savebe begot Nahesson. Nahesson begot Sana. Sana begot Boaz. Boaz begot Obeb. Obeb begot Jesse. Jesse begot David. David begot Solomon. Solomon begot Asa. Begot Gadael. Gadael begot Josaphat. Josaphat begot Jor. Jor begot Armaniel. Armaniel begot Usja. Usja begot Jothan. Jothan begot Gadriel. Gadriel begot Ahaz. Ahaz begot Jitzkijah. Jitzkijah begot Manasseh. Manasseh begot Ammon. Ammon begot Josjah. Josjah begot Jojakin. Jojakin begot Seltjel. Seltjel begot Jechan. Jechan begot Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel begot Abjud. Abjud begot Eliakim. Eliakim begot Asor. Asor begot Zadok. Zadok begot Achim. Achim begot Eliud. Eliud begot Eleazar. Eleazar begot Mathan. Mathan begot Jacob. Jacob begot Joseph. Joseph was the husband of Mary, the mother of Emmanuel, who became pregnant by a distant descendant of the celestial son Raziel, who was the guardian angel of the secret. When Joseph heard of Mary's secret impregnation by a descendant of the celestial sons from the lineage of Raziel, behold, he was filled with wrath, and thought of leaving Mary before he would be married to her in front of the people. While Joseph was thinking in this manner, behold, a guardian angel sent by the celestial son Gabriel, who had impregnated Mary, appeared and said, Joseph, Mary is betrothed to you, and you are her consort. Do not leave her, because the fruit of her womb is chosen for a great purpose. Marry her in all candor, so that you may be husband and wife before the people. Behold, the impregnation of Mary occurred 11,000 years after the procreation of Adam through the celestial son Samjasa. To fulfill the word of God, the ruler of those who traveled from afar, who said through the prophet Isaiah, Behold, a virgin will be impregnated by a celestial son before she is married to a man before the people. They will name the fruit of her womb Emmanuel, which translated means the one with godly knowledge, as a symbol and honor to God, through whose power and providential care the earth was made to bear intelligent human life through the pairing of the women of earth with the celestial sons, the distant travelers of the universe. Behold, God and his followers came from out of the depths of space, delivering themselves from a strong bondage, and creating a new race and home with the early women of this earth. God deserves the honor of people of earth, for behold, he is the true originator of the white and of the colored human races of earth, and to him honor should be given. There is no form comparable to him for this human race created by him. Therefore people should have no other gods besides him, who created other human races in other parts of the earth. Outside of God, there is nothing of comparable form worthy of reputation. Only the omnipotence of all creation reigns over him and his celestial sons, creation itself, which should be revered. Behold, therefore over the earth reigns God, the master of the celestial sons, and the people of the white and of the colored races. God is the lawgiver of this human race, and therefore his wishes should be fulfilled by man and woman. God the Lord is generous in his love, but also terrible in his anger when his laws are disobeyed. Mary's impregnation is God's law, so you, Joseph, are to be her husband in matrimony. The birth of Emmanuel. Joseph, however, when he heard that, was mindful of his devoutness to God's law, so he brought Mary home and married her before the people. At that time, a decree went out from Emperor Augustus that all the world should be taxed. This census was the first of its kind and occurred at the time that Cyrenius was governor in Syria. All went to their own towns so that they could be counted. Joseph of Galilee, of the town of Nazareth, also went with his wife Mary to the Judaic land of the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, in order to be counted with his wife Mary, who was pregnant by the celestial son Gabriel from the lineage of Raziel. When they were there, the time came for her to give birth. Since they could find no shelter, they spent the night in a stable. And Mary bore her first son in the straw, wrapped him in cloth, and put him in a manger next to the animals, because otherwise there was no room in the inn. Chapter 2, The Wise Men from the Orient. When Emmanuel was born in the stable at Bethlehem in the shelter in the land of the Judeans at the time of Herod Antipas, Tetrarch of Galilee and Perea, behold, there came wise men from the Orient to Jerusalem, saying, Where is the newborn King of wisdom of the Judeans? We have seen a bright light in the sky and heard a voice saying, Follow the tail of the light, because the King of wisdom of the Judeans is born, who will bring great knowledge. Therefore we have come to adore the newborn King of wisdom. He shall possess the knowledge of God, and be a son of the celestial son Gabriel. His knowledge will be boundless, and his power will rule the spirit of human beings, so that they may learn and serve creation. When Herod Antipas heard this, he was frightened, and with him all of Jerusalem, because they feared that the newborn child might exercise dreadful power. Herod Antipas called together all the chief priests and scribes among the people, and inquired of them where Emmanuel had been born. And they said to him, In Bethlehem in the Judean land, for thus it is written by the prophet Micah, And you, Bethlehem, in the land of the Judeans, are by no means the least among the cities in Judea, for out of you shall come the King of wisdom, who will bring great knowledge to the people of Israel, so that they may learn and serve creation. Thereupon Herod Antipas called the wise men secretly, and diligently inquired of them when the bright light with the long tail had appeared in the sky. Later he directed them to Bethlehem, saying, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when you find him, let me know, so that I may come and adore him. When they had heard Herod Antipas, they departed, and behold, the light with the long tail which they had seen in the Orient went ahead of them with a high-pitched singing sound, until it came to Bethlehem and stood directly over the stable where the infant was born. When they saw this, they rejoiced. They went into the stable and found the young child with his mother, Mary, and Joseph. They fell down and worshipped the infant and offered their treasures, which were gold, frankincense, and myrrh. However, the voice again rang out from the light high above, saying that they should not return to Herod Antipas, because he planned evil for the young child. So they returned to their country by another route. After the three wise men left, behold, the celestial son Gabriel appeared to Joseph, saying, Rise and take the infant and his mother Mary with you, and flee to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, because Herod Antipas is planning to seek out the young child to kill him, since he fears that the little child might wield terrible power. While you are in Egypt, I will send my messenger to Herod Antipas to teach him the truth. And Joseph rose and took the young child and his mother by night, and escaped under the guidance of the celestial son Gabriel in the descending light, which fled to Egypt along with them. They remained there until Herod Antipas had a change of mind, and the fear in him abated. When Herod Antipas saw that he had nothing to fear from the young boy, to whom only great wisdom and knowledge was attributed, he felt safe within his realm. Thus he promised the ambassador of the celestial son Gabriel not to pursue Mary, Joseph, and Emmanuel further. When Herod Antipas and his followers had had a change of mind, behold, the celestial son Gabriel appeared again before Joseph in Egypt, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother Mary, and move back to the land of Israel. All those who sought the child's life have had a change of heart. And Joseph rose, took the child and his mother, and returned into the light that had once more appeared. It took them to Israel. The celestial son Gabriel took them back into the land of Galilee. There they dwelled in the city called Nazareth, so that what was spoken by the prophets might be fulfilled. Emmanuel shall be called the Nazarene. Chapter 3, John the Baptist. John the Baptist came at a certain time to the edge of the wilderness, preaching at the banks of the Jordan. He preached the baptism according to the old laws of God, according to which the way to knowledge was to be prepared. He preached that God's laws have to be followed because He is the only ruler for this human race. He preached that above God, however, stands creation, the maker of the worlds, universes, and all living things. And so he taught that the genderless creation is the secret of all secrets, death and life, light and darkness, being and non-being. And so he taught once again that God, the Lord, the ruler of this human race, and of those who traveled from afar, the celestial sons, holds creation in high esteem. All Judea and all the people of Jerusalem went out to John the Baptist, acknowledging the wisdom of the old laws of God and allowing him to baptize them in the river Jordan. John had a coat of camel's hair and a leather belt around his loins. His food was locusts and wild honey. When he was baptizing many of the people, there came many Pharisees and Sadducees to him, taunting him with malicious talk. But John the Baptist spoke, "You brood of vipers, who told you that you will escape from future wrath once your false teachings are detected? See to it that you bear righteous fruit of repentance and learn the truth." Turn away from the evil of your false teachings which you carry out with arrogance and motivations of your power and greed. Do not think just of saying to each other, "We have Abraham as father." I say to you, God is able with His knowledge and His power to raise up children to Abraham out of these stones, because He knows about the secret of creation. Already the axe has been laid to the root of the trees. Therefore, any tree that does not bring forth good fruit will be hewn down and thrown into the fire. You brood of vipers, in 2 times 1,000 years, you and your descendants who carry on false teachings out of your own pride, from motives of power and greed, shall be punished, and your lies destroyed. So it will be when the human race begins to comprehend and separate the wheat from the chaff. The time will be when your false teachings will be laughed at, and the human race finds the truth. So it will happen when the human race builds singing lights and fire wagons with which they can move into outer space, as is done by God and His followers, the celestial sons, namely those who taught us the wisdom and knowledge of creation, and who urge us to obey the laws of nature and live according to it. O you renegades, you brood of vipers, get away from this place, because you are impure and cursed in your false teachings. Get away from this place, because I can by my own accord baptize you into repentance, only with water. But he who comes after me is stronger than I, and I am not worthy to take off his sandals. He will baptize you with the knowledge of the Spirit and with the fire of truth. He has his winnowing fork in his hand. He will sweep his threshing floor and gather the wheat into his granary, but he will burn the chaff with unquenchable fire. The lie can never withstand the truth, which destroys evil in its fire. As John the Baptist thus spoke, behold, Emmanuel of Galilee then came to him at the Jordan, to be baptized by him. John, however, refused him and spoke, "I certainly need to be baptized by you, because you possess greater knowledge than I, and you come to me?" But Emmanuel answered him, "Let it happen so now, because it is fitting for us to fulfill all justice, since we are both sons of the earth." So John consented and baptized him. When Emmanuel had been baptized, he soon came out of the water of the Jordan, and behold, a metallic light dropped from the sky and descended steeply over the Jordan. Consequently, they all fell on their faces and pressed them into the sand, while a voice from the metallic light spoke, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. He will be the King of truth, who will lift this human race to knowledge." Behold, after these words, Emmanuel entered into the metallic light, which climbed into the sky surrounded by fire and smoke, and passed over the lifeless sea, as the singing of the metallic light soon faded away. After that, Emmanuel was no longer seen for 40 days and nights. Chapter 4, The Secret of Emmanuel. From this day on, Emmanuel no longer lived among humankind of these human races. Emmanuel was lifted up from the earth, and no one knew where he had been taken or what had happened to him. But then he was led off by the metallic light between north and west, where the guardian angels had received cords with which they had to measure the place for the chosen ones. Thus he lived for 40 days and nights between the winds of the north and the west, where he received the secret of knowledge. Meanwhile he spent his days with the wise saints of God and with the guardian angels, the celestial sons. They taught him the wisdom of knowledge. They taught him the dominion of God. They taught him the dominion of God over this human race and his celestial sons. They also explained to him the omnipotence of the creation of the universes. They also taught him about the immortality of the spirit through rebirth. There he saw the forefathers, the saints of ancient times, who were the fathers of the human races, the celestial sons. From there he went to the north, at the ends of the earth, where the metallic lights and fire wagons rushed out of the sky, or singing shot up into the sky, covered with smoke and fire. There, at the ends of the entire earth, he saw a great and marvelous wonder. Here he saw the celestial gates open, of which there were 3 different ones. These celestial gates radiated in brightest Sohar, an area great as the lifeless sea near the river Jordan. Actually radiating therein was the whole land of Israel, alive and true, humans and animals and everything that was there. In the first celestial gate there was no concealed secret, because the Sohar entered into the smallest room of the cottages and revealed the last hidden thing. Inside the second celestial gate there rose mighty mountains whose tops reached into the sky and disappeared into the clouds. Far below lay deep masses of snow, at whose edges another human race of brown skin built their huts. The third celestial portal revealed a land of gigantic dimensions, mountainous and interspersed with rivers, lakes, and seas, where again another human race dwelled. Not far from these 3 celestial gates was the palace of God. The ruler of these human races and those who had traveled from afar, the celestial sons or guardian angels. In his palace, God ruled over the 3 human races created by him, and over his following, the celestial sons. He was immortal, ancient, and of giant size like the celestial sons. In the palace of God there appeared to Emmanuel 2 very tall men, the likes of which he had never seen on earth. Their faces shone like the sun, and their eyes looked like burning torches. Out of their mouths issued fire. Their clothing resembled a covering of foam, and their arms were like golden wings. They lived in their own world, because the air of this earthly world would have killed them. These 2 men from the constellation of the 7 stars, the Pleiades, were venerable teachers, and were together with 2 smaller men who said that they were from Bawi. They said, "People have come from the heavens to earth, and other people have been lifted from the earth into the heavens. And the people coming from the heavens remain on earth a long time and have created the intelligent human races. Behold, humans begotten by the celestial sons were different in a specific way from other people on earth. They were not like earth humans, but like the children of the celestial angels, a different kind. Their bodies were white as snow and red as the rose blossom, their hair at the top of the head white as wool, and their eyes beautiful. The human races will now retain their inherited beauty and propagate it further. But in the course of centuries and millennia, they will mix with other races of the earth and the heavens, so as to generate new human races and special lineages as the celestial sons did with the earth people. Emmanuel, you are in on the secret, begotten from among our ranks by a celestial son. With your knowledge you will make the impossible possible and accomplish things that the human races will attest to as miracles. You know the power of the Spirit, but beware of abusing it. Your own wisdom and knowledge obtained through us will contribute to the well-being of the human races, though the road leading thereto will be very difficult for them and you. You will be misunderstood and renounced, because the human races are still ignorant and given to superstition. They believe that God is creation itself, and not the ruler of the celestial sons and these human races. Earth people attribute to him the omnipotence of creation, and glorify him as creation itself. But God is a person like all the celestial sons and the human races, except vastly greater in consciousness than they. Creation, however, is of immeasurably higher standing than God, the Lord over the celestial sons and human races, because creation is the immeasurable secret. Emmanuel, they will also taunt you as God, and his only begotten Son, and you too will be set equal to the mysterious creation. Nevertheless, do not heed these false teachings, because millennia will pass before the people of these human races will be able to recognize the truth. Much human blood will be shed on your account, yours as well as that of countless generations. Notwithstanding, fulfill your mission as the King of Wisdom, as the son of Gabriel, the celestial son. In the name of God, the law was issued to create you, so that you may serve as prophet and pioneer of wisdom for these human races. Fulfill your mission unperturbed in the face of irrationality, disbelieving people, and false teachings of the scribes and Pharisees. Hence, following the fulfillment of your mission, centuries and 2 millennia will pass before the truth of your knowledge brought among the people will be recognized and disseminated by some humans. Not until the time of space-traveling machines will the truth break through and gradually shake the false teaching that you are the Son of God or creation. However, this will be the time when we celestial sons begin to reveal ourselves anew to the human races, since they will have become knowing, and with their acquired power threaten the structure of the heavens. Thus they spoke, the celestial sons between the north and the west, before they took Emmanuel in the metallic light back to Israel, to the land of Galilee. When Emmanuel heard that John the Baptist had been imprisoned, he left the town of Nazareth, came and lived in Capernaum, which lies on the sea in the land of Zebulun and Naphtali. From that time Emmanuel began to preach, saying, "Repent and turn to the truth and knowledge, because they alone bring you life." When Emmanuel went by the Sea of Galilee, he saw 2 brothers, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew, his brother, casting their nets into the sea, because they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me. I will teach you knowledge and make you fishers of men." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. As he went on farther, he saw 2 other brothers, Jacob the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in the boat with Zebedee, their father, mending their nets. And he called them. Immediately they left the boat and their father and followed him. Emmanuel went about in the whole land of Galilee, teaching in their synagogues, preaching the knowledge of the Spirit, and healing all diseases and infirmities among the people. The news of him spread over the whole land of Syria, and they brought to him all the sick, demoniacs, sleepwalkers, and paralytics, afflicted with various diseases and torments, and he made them well. And many people followed him from Galilee, from the Decapolis, from Jerusalem, from Judea, and from beyond the Jordan.